guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2023 Nissan Rogue S.
And huge thanks to Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory in the description, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Rogue has been Nissan's compact crossover SUV since 2008. That's when the first generation was released. The third generation Rogue that you see here was released in 2021, sitting on the all-new Alliance platform shared with the Mitsubishi Outlander, which has been a great seller ever since its release back in 2022. For 2022, the Rogue received a powertrain update, no longer featuring the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder, now equipped with a 1.5-liter three-cylinder turbo, which may not sound like a lot for an SUV, but it makes a lot of power. 201 horsepower, 225 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this all-new Rogue to 60 in under 7 seconds, making it a no-joke performer for the segment that it is in. The 2023 Rogue is available in 5 trims now. We added a trim for 2023, starting with the S that you see here at $27,360. All trims have an available $1,500 all-wheel drive option, which we have here. But again, the S starts at $27,360, featuring Nissan Safety Shield 360, 17-inch gunmetal gray alloy rims, 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can upgrade to the SV trim at $29,050, featuring ProPilot Assist, 18-inch alloy wheels, remote start, and automatic climate control. The new trim level, the Midnight Edition, starts at $33,245, featuring everything that you would get from the SV, plus 18-inch blacked out rims, black V-Motion grille, black rear badging, and tailor-fit leatherette seats. The SL, that's the luxury trim for the Rogue, basically the same price as the Midnight Edition, but with a lot more features, featuring 19-inch alloy wheels, 360-degree monitor, dual-panel panoramic moonroof, divide and hide cargo system, and full leather seats. The top trim for the Rogue is the Platinum, starting at $37,140, featuring ProPilot Assist with navigation link, quilted full leather seats, 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, navigation, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But again, this is the S trim, starting at $27,360, an additional $1,500 for all-wheel drive. What do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you notice your full LED headlamps with a high and low beam and daytime running strip. The turn signal, it's just halogen, not a big deal though. Blacked out grille with the updated Nissan badge. V-Motion grille, it's just shiny chrome. If you want the blacked out V-Motion grille, of course, you can go with the Midnight Edition. Solid airflow, we have functional airflow in both corners with some additional leading directly to your intercooler radiator right up top. This gray metallic paint is also beautiful. It really shines in this Florida sun. Hopefully you guys can pick it up on camera. The wheel and tire setup, we'll check it out from this side. I know we usually go on the driver's side, but the window sticker is on the passenger side, so we'll do it this way this time. The wheels, 17-inch gunmetal gray Y-spoke alloy rims wrapped in 235/65 R17 Bridgestone Alenza Sport all-season tires. So some of the better all-seasons in the business, and with the 65 series sidewall, the ride quality on this SUV should be fantastic. As far as off-roading, we have splash guards in front and behind the front wheels, plastic cladding all throughout the wheel well and rocker panel side skirt area, so your paint is protected. The mirrors are blacked out. I'm liking the two-tone contrast all throughout this SUV. Blacked out grab handles, the bottom portion of the window trim's blacked out. Liking the tints. I'm not the biggest fan of that shiny chrome up top. I'm also not the biggest fan of how that A-pillar, it's blacked out, but it doesn't continue all throughout the side profile portion of the roof. I think that would be a very clean look. We mentioned the window sticker. Let's check it out real quick. We got the 2023 Nissan Rogue S all-wheel drive standard features. You can pause, take a look at all these. Loaded with safety features for a base S. We get blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, high beam assist, lane departure warning, intelligent forward collision warning 2, and rear automatic braking, cruise control, rear door alert. You can pause, take a look at everything that comes available. The base price with all-wheel drive is $28,860, $210 for the splash guards, $425 for the floor mats, $1,300 for destination. Totals is out a tick under $31,000. Great on gas. We're getting over 30 mpgs in an all-wheel drive, decently spacious SUV. We can continue along. Hopefully you can pick up the blind spot monitoring sensor on the mirror. We don't get smart access, unfortunately, on the base S trim, but we still get push to start, which is appreciated. Out rear, the gas cap is push to open, easy fill. You can throw 87 octane fuel in this car, but I'd personally recommend going with premium for this turbocharged engine. Out rear, LEDs for the Taillights, brake lights, turn signals, and the reverse lights. We got so many trucks driving around right now. I apologize for all the background noise. We'll finish this outside portion up. Updated Nissan badge with Rogue underneath. Shout out courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. All-wheel drive, rear parking sensing coming standard on a base S trim. Huge thumbs up for that. The exhaust tip, we can take a squat down here, try to find it. There it is. We'll fire this 1.5 liter turbo right up and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, that was the sound of the 1.5 liter 3-cylinder turbo sold by Nissan for the all-new Rogue, and it sounds pretty good. Unfortunately, we only have a 3,000 RPM rev limiter, so you can't really hear the motor throughout its rev range, but it makes a decent amount of power. 201 horsepower, 225 pound-feet of torque. Made it to this all-wheel drive system and CVT. You can expect this 3,550-pound SUV to get to 60 in under 7 seconds, making it a no-joke performer for the price point and segment that it's in. We don't get hydraulic struts, unfortunately. You're gonna have to deal with a prop rod. And speaking of prop rod, I'm simply just holding it up in my hand right now, and it's starting to burn, so I'm gonna drop it in 1 second. What you see is basically what we get. We'll take one more step back. Yeah, one last look at the front end styling. This is gray metallic paint. This is probably my favorite color on the new Rogue. I haven't seen all the colors yet, but this gray is very beautiful, especially with the black contrast on this S trim level. But anyway, as far as the interior, up top we have soft touch materials. I know most of you guys aren't the biggest fan of this brown trim for the dashboard and the armrest, but it's a soft touch material, so you'll get used to it. It's gonna be comfortable to rest your arm on it. We have some soft cloth beneath that, plastic door handle, mirrors are 4-way adjustable, auto one touch for the driver, power windows for the rest, solid storage, very gushy soft for the armrest down below. Solid storage too, you could probably fit a 6-inch sub with a 12-ounce water bottle next to it. Speaker, the seats, they're not power seats, they are cloth too, but they're pretty comfortable cloth, not the most bolstering, but for an S trim level, I'm not gonna complain. The interior in general, we'll take a step inside and really check it out. So firing everything up and all to life. So it's a pretty hot day today in Tampa, Florida, so we'll turn the AC up a little bit. First thing we notice is the steering wheel. It's not leather wrapped, but it's decently thick, decent 10-2 bolstering notch, 9.3 fits well in your hands. Updated Nissan badge, the horn. Not the most aggressive horn, but people should still be getting out of your way. I'm liking that we get a flat bottom. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have our volume and skip controls. These control your infotainment, and speaking of that, right now we're looking at Sirius XM and the song that's currently playing. We have our advanced safety features, overall settings, digital speedo, and a blank screen, not quite sure what will go there. Speed, manual reset, tire pressure, 4x4 information, and variable compression and turbo gauge. So this is probably my favorite screen to look at all times. We will leave it here. On the right side, cruise control, voice commands, you can hang up and answer your phone calls. Auto headlamps, it's very satisfying click too for the turn signals. On the right side, no rain sensing wipers, but wouldn't be expected on a base S trim. To the left of the steering wheel, interior brightness, it says Rogue on this little cover. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel, you can get a good look at your pedals. The dashboard, we have some leather stitch trim for the bottom portion and soft touch. I know you guys probably don't like the color, but it's a soft touch material, no creaks and rattles with some leather stitch trim beneath. Very premium for an S trim. The touchscreen is 8 inches. We don't get navigation, of course, but we do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Settings, once it responds to my touch, there we go. We have connections, clock, customized audio sources, system voice, volume beeps, sound, camera, others, system updates, and apps. Camera, let's see what we can adjust here. So predictive course lines and the display settings can be adjusted overall. But anyway, we can press this home screen, just return to our main menu. It's probably my favorite screen to look at all times. Air vents, hazards, no automatic climate control, but not a big deal for me because I personally use manual climate, even in cars with automatic climate control. Beneath that, engine start stop in a kind of funky location. It took me a second to find it when I just got into this Rogue. USB-C port, no wireless charger for the S trim, but it is available on the higher trims. 12-volt too, good spot for a radar detector. The gear selector, just like the Outlander, controls a CVT transmission. Backup camera, we can check it out. Very good resolution, guidance lines and trajectory, and we get rear parking sensing, also appreciated for a base S. Throw it back into park. Electronic parking brake with auto hold. We have terrain management mode, so that includes snow, off-road, auto, eco, and sport mode. We'll start the review off in auto, transition into sport, and just see what the overall differences are. The material surrounding it is just plastic, but it has a really cool graining to it. Cup holders, I'd expect you to fit 16, maybe 20 ounce cups, very large, with some pushy things to keep your drinks in place. Pass through, good spot for a phone or keys, as we have in this situation. The materials for where your knee will often hit are just hard plastic, but check out that storage pocket down below. You can fit quite a bit of stuff there. The armrest, very soft leatherette trim. We can open it up, very spacious too. I'd expect you to fit maybe 2 or 3 24-ounce water bottles. I wouldn't expect you to fit a 2-liter. I don't think it's quite deep enough for a 2-liter, but a 24-ounce should fit with no issues. Business cards, coins can all fit in that pocket. The glove box has a aluminum trim right above it with some hard plastic too. We can open it up. It is damped. Pretty large too, very deep, but it's not the widest. License plate wise, I'd expect you to fit 30, 35. However, shoes wise, I wouldn't expect you to fit more than 1 pair of shoes because of the lack of width. The rear view mirror, it's not frameless or auto dimming. You gotta mess around with that flappy thing to dim the mirror. Sunglass holders, nice. The interior lights are not LED, unfortunately, but they still do the job. The rear view, not rear view, but the visor mirror is lit up top. Not quite sure why I need to show you guys that, but that's really about it for the front seat of this 2023 Nissan Rogue S. Pretty loaded, nice quality materials for a base model. We get paddle shifters too on the steering wheel if I didn't mention, but again, now that's about it. Let's check out the back seat, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. So up top in the back seat, hard plastic to be expected with a base S, soft cloth beneath that, plastic door handle, gushy soft though for the armrest, power windows, storage, and a speaker. Stepping inside, still cloth seats to be expected, but the bolstering for a back seat's actually impressive. Given the lack of bolstering up front, I'm actually surprised to see such a well bolstered back seat. Legroom, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have a ton of space. Just like the Outlander, I got at least like 5 inches of legroom, plenty of room for my feet. No mat pockets behind the driver's seat, but we get one behind the passenger. Air vents, that's a huge thumbs up for a base S. Storage underneath that. The interior light also does not appear to be LED, not a big deal though. We can open up this center cubby. Got to jab your hand into it because we don't get a string, but it's very soft. 2 cup holders. I'd expect 16 ounces to fit with no problem, with a slide through for a phone. That's about it though. Back here, unfortunately, we don't have any charging or anything for the back seat passengers. I would expect at least a USB or USB-C port back here, but again, not a big deal for a base S trim. The space is there, the materials are also there. Cargo space, let's hop out to the trunk real quick. You can press this button underneath the license plate. We don't get a power opening tailgate for the base S, but it's still hydraulically assisted. Massive opening. That's one of the larger openings in the business. Very low step-in too. I'm 6 feet tall. My knee is just about the same height as the step-in. So if you have older or smaller pets, they're not gonna have the toughest time necessarily hopping back here. Secret storage down here, you can see, very solid, but the spare tire's taking up all that space. The rear seats fall down 60-40 split. You fold them down, I'd expect you to fit up to a 70, maybe even a 75-inch TV back here. Very large cargo space with some cutouts, so you can throw some grocery bags down there, not have them flying all around. We can shut this thing up simply by using some muscle. We'll walk around this Rogue S one more time. Very clean look. The metallic paint color, this gray metallic, is beautiful. The gunmetal gray rims, I appreciate that for a base model. Really clean looking car. No smart access, but we still have push to start. Full LED lights come standard too. So overall, this is a great vehicle for the money, at least for the inside and outside. As far as performance, let's take this car out for a drive. All right guys, now just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all new 2023 Nissan Rogue S. Let's take it out for a drive. I just got to make sure my water bottle is safe and secure because it tends to fly around all over the place during these reviews. But first thing I noticed is the steering feels good. Nissan has always had some of the better steering racks in the business, in my opinion, like the old Maximas and Ultimas from like 2004 and 5. And I've also been a huge fan of the steering racks from the Infiniti cars, and it feels very similar here. Very good feel for an electric steering rack. About third throttle. Yeah, very solid torque, pretty quiet motor too. Gets up and goes well. I said earlier the 0 to 60 could be under 7 seconds. I think I may have been wrong with that. I would expect 0 to 60 to be closer to like the mid 7-second range, but still very powerful power plant. The old Rogues were doing 60 in like 9, so you're still losing a 1.5 seconds at least off your 0 to 60 time. We got a red light coming up, should be a good opportunity to try an acceleration off the line, and I'll catch right back with you. All right guys, about half throttle, boost. Yeah, feels good. It's very strong. It takes a second for the boost to kick in. Without boost, obviously, a 3-cylinder motor. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that guy was doing. I guess he was trying to pass the truck. But good thing he didn't. But yeah, the boost kicks in quickly, but without boost, you really don't feel a whole lot of power, because for a 3,550-pound SUV with all-wheel drive, 3 cylinders is just not enough to get it to go. But once the boost kicks in, you start to feel those 220 horses. And riding over those bumps, the ride quality is excellent. The wind noise is also basically non-existent. We'll do a window check. That's the back window. Front window is thick, single pane of glass, no dual pane windows, which is odd because the Outlander gets dual pane windows. It'll be interesting to see how the top trims on the Rogue are. Maybe the top trim Rogues also get dual pane windows, but the base S does not. We'll take a step out onto this multiple lane highway and I'll catch right back with you. All right, guys, taking a step out here. We'll lean into it once we're situated. On the gas. Ooh. Yeah, definitely gets up and goes. You look down, you're actually going quicker than you think you are. The steering feels good, but you feel a little bit of body roll. You could probably blame the 65 series sidewall tires on that. But it feels good. You can maintain speed without having to really step on the gas pedal too. Very torquey motor. And once you're moving, the boost doesn't really lag nearly as much. And yeah, going at highway speeds, you still hear just about no road noise. The wind noise is also basically non-existent. We'll throw it in a lot faster than we should over here. Check out the body roll. Yeah, there is definitely some body roll, but it's limited on the gas. Woo. Not bad at all. You hear a little turbo whistle once you let off the gas too. And on concrete pavement, you hear a tiny bit of road noise, but it's still very quiet. Not bad. You sit up high too. We'll see if the seat's in its lowest setting. Oh, it's not. We have way more. Okay, never mind. So you have a good seating position too. Very comfortable. We'll take a step out here. Try an acceleration out off the line. We'll throw it into sport mode too. See what the differences are. So, okay. Sport mode. Little bit of brake torque. And let's go. Ooh. Not bad at all. The CVT kind of gets in the way. I kind of wish we didn't have those simulated shifts. I feel like they're actually slowing you down. If it wasn't for the simulated shifts, I wouldn't be surprised if you can actually get the 0 to 60 closer to 7 seconds, if not quicker. But every time the simulated shift occurs, you feel the loss of torque momentarily. But again, like I said, on the concrete pavement, where most cars are very loud, this Rogue is extremely quiet. Those Bridgestone lenses are certainly helping quite a bit. We'll try out a U-turn, see this car's body roll one more time, and turning radius, throwing it in way quicker than we should. Yep, definitely body roll. You can feel it. You can probably see it on camera too. Certainly noticeable. We do have a rollover risk on the visor, so I can actually see why that's the case. But okay, half throttle. Ooh. Very strong, but as you mentioned, the simulated shifts do not help. We'll try out these paddles. 5th gear, 4th gear, 3rd gear on the gas. Okay, so the pulls are actually pretty strong. You feel the torque, and it continues to build up top too. Bump. Okay, you hear it, but you barely feel it. The ride quality is so good in this car. We're still in 3rd. We'll lean into it, boost. Very limited lag too. See if we get rev matches. We do. Rev match downshifts. Throwing it in. Ooh. 2nd gear on the gas. It's a good car. I'm liking it. Compared to the Outlander, I think I prefer this power plant, no question. The low end torque is miles ahead of the Outlander. Reliability wise, it'll be interesting to see how a turbocharged 3-cylinder holds up long term. But I wouldn't be surprised if you can still take this motor over 150,000 miles. It's not like the 2.5 was going 300K, but about half throttle. Yeah, I hope you can pick it up. Those simulated shifts are not helping performance whatsoever. It helps feel like you're in a conventional automatic. So for like the average consumer, this is less of an adjustment to get used to. I'm just saying, performance-wise, it doesn't help to have a fake simulated shift. All right, guys, one more time on the gas. Ooh. Yeah. Definitely gets up and goes. I'm liking it. The turbo is certainly better than the 2.5 as far as performance. I wish we had Nissan's 9-speed automatic transmission, though. I think that would really help the performance here, but I can see why they're keeping the CVT. All in all, if you're looking for a spacious, compact SUV, you don't want to spend over $30,000, I would 100% recommend checking out the new Rogue. The power is there. Class leading in terms of performance. You're blowing the doors off of a CRV. You're blowing the doors off the RAV4. Truly one of the best compact SUVs in the segment. Great ride quality. Sound isolation is excellent. The steering feels good. I prefer this steering over the Honda CRV. I prefer it over the Toyota, miles ahead of the Toyota. Compared to the Mazda, it's similar. This is the CX-5. However, the performance here, it's better than even the CX-5, so I really can't complain. Obviously, it's not better than the CX-5 Turbo, but compared to the regular 2.5-liter CX-5, this is a better performer. The body roll, it's not very impressive. There is less body roll in the RAV4. There's less body roll in the CX-5. This is comparable to a CRV. If you've driven a new generation CRV, the body roll here is comparable. I wish there was less, but the body roll may be because of how good the ride quality is. The 65 series sidewall and soft suspension are just not good when it comes to preventing body roll. But overall, again, if you're looking for a compact SUV, you want the space, you want good performance, you don't want to spend over $30,000, I would 100% recommend checking out the 2023 Nissan Rogue. And a huge thanks to Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you'd like to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.